folks, welcome back here to the Addison Sports Special. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Contraveos, and with me I have my co-host, Dean Stathopoulos.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2.
One of the things we are both excited about today is opening day for Major League Baseball is upon us this Thursday, no?
White Sox are this Thursday as the home opener, and the Cubs, I believe, are next week for their home opener.
Yes. The Cubs and Dodgers snuck in those two early games in Japan. Of course, 2 early losses for the Cubs, not a great start, but we're still optimistic. We got Kyle Tucker, new on the team. We got a couple new pitchers. It's a new year, so at the bare minimum, you at least got hope to start with.
Oh, gosh, yeah, and even for the Southsiders, I'm optimistic they're going to improve on last year. Brought my lucky 2005 World Series signed bats, hopefully to break the curse, which is really what we want to be doing this year. And again, the Sox, looking back to last year, it was the offense primarily. Pitching was okay. Defense wasn't stellar, but it was good. But the offense was bottom of every major category. So it can only go up from this year.
Well, yeah, it was early on in the season. There were kind of the signs that this wasn't going to be a playoff season. So, at the end of the day, it's still the pros, and all these guys are the top players in the world. So you just never know what happens. You go out there and you play the games. Yeah. So I'm excited about just getting out there. Maybe not week 1, maybe not opening day, but when this weather gets nicer, there's nothing better than tailgating at a Sox game or any day at Wrigley. So
maybe I'll see you at the rate at some point this year because I'll be there.
I know you'll be there. You'll be there plenty. So maybe a crosstown classic. I'll meet you over there.
We'll be there. But anyway, we do have an exciting show today.
Yes.
We've got some great guests just following up from episode 1. So without any further ado, you want to start bringing some guests out?
Well, for sure, yeah. Okay. We're going to start. We have our 2 state qualifying wrestlers and their coach, Mike Rosengrant. So we're going to bring them out. All right, folks. We're ready here with our first guests of our episode. We have our Addison Trail Varsity Wrestling program here. We have head coach Mike Rosengrant, and we have state qualifying wrestlers Matthias Hotzinger and Nico Duarte. So first off, Coach, tell me a little bit about your wrestling background.
Yeah, so I started wrestling in 8th grade, and then I wrestled at Notre Dame High School in Niles, and I was a state champ at Notre Dame, and then I wrestled at Northern Illinois University. And I've been coaching for about 20 years now. Yeah.
So I have to tell you, full disclosure, I didn't know anything about your wrestling background the first time that I met you when I came to announce the wrestling meet in the auditorium that we did.
Yeah.
And I took one look at you and I texted Coach Dini and I said, this guy looks like he could turn me into a pretzel anytime he wants to. And he goes, yeah, he was a state champion wrestler. I said, okay, so at least I have those good instincts still. But it's okay. You had, I guess you'd say, a successful wrestling career yourself before you got into coaching.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that something that was the outlet once you weren't actually competitive wrestling? You wanted to kind of pass that knowledge on, or what got you?
Yeah, I actually stepped away from the sport for about 4 or 5 years, and then once I started giving back to my high school and spending some time in the room, it really just sucked me back in, just working with student athletes and really just trying to help them achieve their goals and be successful and kind of reach their potential. I was just really got into that and motivated by that.
So how long have you been at Addison Trail?
This is my 6th season.
Okay.
Yep.
And you've been varsity head coach all 6 years?
Yep.
Okay. Where were you coaching before Addison Trail?
I was the head coach at Niles Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
At the school I went to.
That's awesome. Okay, well, on to our athletes for a second now. Matthias, you're a senior, and you qualified for state this year.
Yeah.
What was that journey like throughout the season? Did you have ups and downs? Were you kind of dominating all year? Did you have state aspirations before the year even started?
Well, yeah, the goal going into the season was going down state, for sure. And then there was a lot of issues going down, up and down with weight, some injuries in the season, but pushed through, mind over matter, and got the job done.
Well, I mean, wrestling is a unique sport, and I gotta, plead a little bit ignorant on it because I never wrestled at a competitive level. I think my high school gym class wrestling lessons was as far as I got with it, and it's not for the scared, it's not for the weak. I know that it's a game of will, and it's a game of skill, and it's a game of just mental as much as pushing through. I think one of the things I have to wonder, I'd imagine all 3 of you saw this NCAA championship match. I mean, for those people watching that might not know about the competitive wrestling, I mean, I'll tell you as a casual fan, the way I took it, and then you could maybe give me a little bit more. I mean, it looked like this is one of those things, like not quite David and Goliath, but it looked like Stevenson's the type of guy that everyone just assumes, like, we don't even have to have the match, he's going to win no matter what. Is that somewhat fair, the way the narrative has gone in a match like that?
Yeah, it's 100%. I would actually say that David and Goliath comparison is 100% accurate.
Really? It was that?
In fact, it was one of the biggest upsets in NCAA wrestling history. Maybe some people are saying it might be the biggest upset of all time. So it was an awesome finals, and the way it ended was just incredible.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I bring that up because it goes back to what you're saying, that it kind of just shows that, you know, wrestling matches aren't won on paper. That, you know, you could say that this guy is the gold medal winner and that this guy's beating everybody, but you go out there, you have to, you know, and I mean, pretty dramatically too, being down 2 points in those final 20 seconds. And again, for myself who's a casual wrestling fan that's really new, can you explain a little bit on the main ways that you score points in a wrestling match?
So high school wrestling is, we score points by taking each other down, so scoring takedowns, by turning people to their back, or pinning people. If you're in the bottom position, someone took you down, you could get an escape or a reversal. So those are like the main ways.
So now when Hendrickson scored those 3 points, that was considered a takedown or a pin? Okay, it's a takedown.
Yeah.
So at that point, he basically just needed to hold on and not allow his opponent to score any points in the final seconds to keep that win?
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said to you, as a casual fan, I just watched the crowd reaction and the announcer reaction, and just off of that alone, it showed me this is clearly something special and something pretty dramatic. So that's awesome. I mean, for Hendrickson, I know too. I did a little bit deeper dive on the work ethic he's had and the type of training that he's done to get to that point. So
yeah, you know, just like the emotion you see pour out in moments like that, you could tell it's like something special. And something I talk about with the athletes is just how this sport, it hits differently, like emotionally. And I think part of that is because it's so like personal and it's so hard. And so in order to be successful, you have to put so much into it that like in those big moments, the emotions, sometimes positive emotion, sometimes negative emotion, it's just like it hits kind of at a level I think that a lot of other sports don't, you know.
Yeah, no, and I've seen that in the small glimpses that you guys have brought me in to announce some of the events. And like I told you earlier, I would love to do more in the future in the next upcoming seasons. Matthias, you are a senior now, so your Addison Trail journey is done for competitive wrestling.
Yep.
So you'd like to continue this journey?
Yeah, I'm hoping to be able to wrestle somewhere in college in the future.
Now, at what weight would you be trying to, or is that kind of, you don't know yet?
That's kind of I'm trying to figure out right now.
Yeah, is it, I mean, what do you feel strongest at what weight level?
I mean, cutting down is usually the best way to go, but I want to go up probably a couple weight classes for sure.
Yeah, so is that just that requires just bulking up a little bit?
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing during the summer.
Your diet, your workout, all that?
Yep.
Okay, well, God bless, man. Good luck to you.
Thank
So
you.
hopefully you continue that journey the way you want to. Now, Nico, we're on to you. Freshman phenom, all the way to state. Not only just showing up to state, but finishing 4th. If I remember correctly, that is our highest finisher at Addison Trail since 1983. Is that accurate? I mean, does all those stats, all that words mean anything to you? Do you buy into that, or are you just going out and grinding?
I think that is kind of means a lot to me because I was able to prove that I could do anything, anywhere, and I think that I really showed what Addison Trail means in wrestling, and I think that I want to, in the future, I want to show how tough we are and just win a state title.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's incredible. To represent your town, to represent your school in the way that you did. I heard that you had you had some dramatic matches on your path to finishing 4th. How did, can you, I guess, kind of describe any specific match on your path to 4th that stood out to you as a tougher match or something that really challenged you?
I mean, my first match, I had a little injury with my head. I got hit in the back of the head, and I think that my coaches made the right decision of taking me out that match because eventually I got fourth and wrestled my way back. But I think that I wrestled that match tough, and if that injury didn't occur, I could have won that match and came back.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's incredible. How do you build on this going forward for next year? I mean, you want to make it to state again, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I want to win state next year. So.
Yeah, that's it? We got to go up from fourth?
Yeah, I'm going to keep training, put in the work, and whatever God's plan is for me, what's going to happen.
I'm excited to follow your journey over the next few years. So, I think we're happy to have you in Addison. And I know you kind of mentioned off camera, we talked about you've been with a lot of different gyms over the years. So do you kind of feel like anytime you get a chance to work with a new coach, or do you take a new mindset or a new little gem or something that could maybe stick in your head while you're in those tough moments in the middle of a match?
Oh, yeah. A bunch of my coaches told me to go in with a positive mindset, because only negative mindsets just take you down. They bother you so much, and going in with a positive mindset leads to winning and leads to different barriers I could break to help me focus on my matches and not be worried and just go out there and wrestle my best.
That's awesome, man. I mean, really, a lot of people have been reaching out to me before after I already decided I wanted to have you on the show, and saying, you got to get Nico on there, you got to get the freshman on there, you got to get him, we want to see him. So we're feeding the fans what they ask for at this point. So I'll close. Matthias, can you kind of give me a match from this season that stood out to you as a challenging or?
Yep. My first time I versed this kid from Oak Park, River Forest, it was in regionals.
Okay.
If I won that match, I was going to wrestle for first, so quarterfinals. And then I ended up losing that match in overtime. And then I ended up taking third at regionals, and then I got to wrestle him again. And I beat him.
You took him where, at state or sectionals? Where was
at
that?
Sectionals.
At sectionals.
Sectionals, I beat him. I majored him.
Well, that's it. Yeah, he got the first one. You got the one that mattered the most. So that's awesome, man. Well, congratulations to you guys on your successful years, Coach. Great job with these young men, and I'll be looking forward to follow what you guys can bring to the community going forward. So thanks for joining us. Good luck to you guys, and we'll see you future.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and we're back. Our next segment, we're welcoming our Addison Trail Varsity Basketball Program representatives. We have head coach Brendan Lyons, and I'm going to call him star player Luke Smith, okay? And Luke is here with us, a 4-year varsity starter. And we wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about Luke's career and about the past season that the Blazers had. A really fun year to follow, a year I was really proud to be involved, announcing the games, and being able to be there for at least all the home games and check out the action. So, Brendan, thank you for coming. Coach Lyons and Luke, thank you for being here. First of all, I want to talk about something that, unfortunately, the way the season ended was not the hope we were looking for, but what a game. I mean, I got to say, it would be a shame to just not talk about the game because the outcome didn't get the right team winning that we were looking for. But oh my gosh, I mean, the energy, I just felt like watching that game, I watched a team that I saw develop into the best version of itself at the best time of the year. Would you say that?
Yeah, 100%, Jay. First of all, thanks for having us here. We appreciate it. I think any coach will tell you want to be playing your best in the playoffs, especially with basketball. And I feel like our season got off to a really, really good start. We hit a couple speed bumps during the course of the season, but I really do feel like that environment, everything, we set ourselves up to be playing our best basketball at the right time, at home for a regional championship. And that was one of our goals, to put ourselves in that situation. And our players did a great job, getting us there and then performing in that game.
Yeah, I know early on there was the preseason article. It was sometimes a Tribune where, there were predictions of this Blazer team could win 20 games or a regional title. And a lot of people's eyes went up and said, really, this is the type of team? And so it's tough because when you have those type of expectations put on you, it could put pressure on. It could, make you feel like you got to live up to that. Something I'll say for you, Luke, when I watch you play, I've never seen a moment that's too big for you. I don't know, where do you think you get that even keel from? The ability to not let your emotions rise too high or get too low and kind of stay focused in the game?
Yeah, I would say just kind of going back to, how hard I work, whether it's practice or just individual stuff outside of that. Just being able to, be prepared for those big moments. And that's kind of what you play for.
Well, yeah, I mean, but I'll tell you, that mental part is big, man. And I don't know if you take it for granted that you've gotten to that point, because there's a lot of people that have the skill that you have, but they'll buckle under the pressure. You'll see it in tights. And I'll tell you, that regional, going into that regional, the fact that you had District 88 teams playing against Glenbard West back-to-back, this one seed, juggernaut, everybody knew all of the accolades that were listed on Glenbard, and Willowbrook gave them a scare there, and then you guys came in. I think a lot of people were like, all right, now they're going to wake up. Willowbrook kind of slapped them upside the head. They're going to be ready. And just from my observation, looking at it, I think that team thought that they were going to intimidate you guys, that they were going to scare you guys, that any of that. And the game started out, I don't remember if Glenbard started up, was it 10 or 12 early? I know, Luke, you hadn't scored early on in that game. And, a lot of people might have checked out mentally and been like, yeah, this isn't my day. Nothing's working. And I think you had 2 big threes before the half that really got the momentum back, got you back involved. And I look at guys, even Manny Roque, I give him a shout out. I mean, he came in, he played defense. These guys thought they were going to scare this kid, and he was like, bring your biggest, bring your baddest. Isaiah, such a great game, especially after going out with an injury in the game before. Matt Garcia, great game. I mean, Cam Salerno, great. I mean, like I said, it goes back to just everybody playing their best ball, and there were so many great moments in that game. The drama of that game, your classmates, and showing out. Your student section was so fun and so engaged and brought a real energy. That brings me back to, I'll give another shout out to the Barstool Blazer pages. Those guys, there are some really funny people that are involved with these pages. I gotta say, maybe they should think about futures in entertainment and in comedy, because the Barstool pages really keep things entertaining throughout the year and add another level of spotlight to you and to your teammates and to the program, that we can have some fun with this. And I encourage our juniors and underclassmen, maybe watch some college basketball games and look at some of the fun these crowd sections have and some of the fun things. I think we could bring that to Addison Trail, and we can make it to be next level. So I started at the end of the season, and now we're going to rewind back, not only to this year, but to the 4 years you've been with the program. You came in as a freshman, and I saw someone that was leading by example already. I don't know if maybe you didn't feel comfortable being a vocal leader as a freshman with everybody older than you, but you came in, and I think you can't help but respect that. And I think that's how your teammates acclimated to you, at least from my observation. I mean, Brendan, would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, I mean, Luke came in and we knew his ability. The one thing about coaching at Addison and getting to know all of our players, I get to know them from a very young age and get to see them throughout our fall camps, our summer camps, our travel, our feeder stuff. So we knew that Luke was a really exceptional player, even as a freshman. I think he benefited from, we had a couple 3-year varsity players who were seniors on that team. Yeah. Sammy Rentz, Jacob Daniels, and they were really good in terms of being leaders on those teams, and he got to see really good examples. And we didn't ask him to lead as a freshman. We just asked him to get acclimated to the varsity level. At the high school level, he proved that he was more than capable of that. And I think a lot of the things he took from that first year really then, segued into sophomore, junior, and obviously everything else that came with the rest of his career. So. Yeah,
I mean, did you kind of feel a gradual development over the years of feeling more ready to lead as you progressed through the years, or at what point did it kind of click like, hey, this is quote unquote my team that I got to kind of lead by example?
Definitely, I would say coming in as a freshman, I was able to learn a lot of stuff from those older guys and just kind of progress, and then that skip to the sophomore year, kind of was able to take a step forward, kind of be a leader on and off the court, and then just kind of move forward from there into these last couple of years.
I mean, no, that's awesome. And I mentioned to you earlier, I'm a fan of everything you've been doing, and I don't have to go follow you day to day to know that you're in the gym a lot, to know that you must be practicing. There's some, and I say this with the most highest compliment. you've gotten to the point this last year where your movements almost look like robotic, because I can tell when you get that ball and you take 2 dribbles to the left, you're just so in that mode. Like it's almost the muscle memory is to a point where I feel like you could maybe close your eyes at times shooting some of these threes, because it just looks so fluid and it looks so natural, and that doesn't just come, I mean, I'm sure your mom and dad both look to be athletic enough people, but I don't think they won gold medals or anything. So it's not like you come from this incredible pedigree. So with that, the work came in. I mean, who was your first coach? Was your dad coaching you before you ever had an actual
Oh yeah. I mean, throughout my whole career, he's been there, and then the other coaches on the way and other programs and stuff just kind of helped me build to be where I am today.
Yeah, I mean, you've worked with, in off seasons, you worked with specialists on your shot or with things like that. Do you try to take 1 or 2 things from each different voice and each different coach you get a chance to work with?
Yeah, I mean, every little thing kind of, once you put it all together and get that experience as well, kind of can come together and really,
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing that a lot of people will say about you, your coach, your parents, so I mean, teachers, everybody else, and I see it myself. I mean, there's a certain level of humility that you have that normally doesn't go hand in hand with someone that has your type of success. I mean, normally somebody that can do what you do can sometimes be kind of an ego or be, someone that's, not always, your classmates. I talk to everybody, and everybody just says you're so pleasant to be around, your humility. I mean, do you take a moment to at least be proud of yourself for what you've been doing and to recognize that, this isn't just something that happens?
Yeah, definitely. And it's important to have those people around too, and the fan bases and stuff kind of, makes it more exciting for us and the team.
I mean, it's something I have to ask you as someone who played a lot of playground and driveway basketball, but never at a competitive level like you. I mean, what does it feel like to be that good? I mean, what does it feel like to have that type of ability to make shots at the clip that you can and be able to hit those threes the way you can? I would just like to know as an outsider.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's kind of, those special moments, those games are kind of the ones that you play for. Mm-hmm. But even just, in the gym, shooting, practicing other stuff, I mean, it's all fun.
Well, I mean, I look at the fact you've had some incredible moments, and I feel blessed to have been there pretty much front row at that scorer's table watching a lot of them. Have you ever thought about the fact that you might have your greatest sports moments ahead of you?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have enjoyed the past 4 years. It's been a great experience, but I'm, just going to keep working and looking forward to what's ahead.
Well, I think you've had the right mindset the whole way of trusting the process, going out there and doing the work, and trusting that when it's right, the right eyes will be on you and the right eyes will appreciate you. And I think that your next couple of years, you're going to create the next level of your resume to where they're going to be fighting for you, man.
Thank you.
God bless, man. Good luck to you. I'm looking forward to following you the rest of your way.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you taking the time. And you guys keep me posted. Please, Brendan, anything going on with Luke, you let me know, all right?
100%. He's right. The best is yet to come for him.
I think so, too. So thanks again, guys. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, Jay, episode 2 in the books. I think it was a great show that we had today. We had some really great, terrific athletes, and I'm glad you brought out some of the personalities that they have, too.
Oh, for sure. No, I mean, those were athletes that deserved a spotlight, and everyone has their arrow ticking up right now. So excited to follow all 3 of those young men and see what they're doing. And really, I mean, 2 great coaches that put everything into their program to get those type of results from them kids. So happy to have them on.
Yeah. What do we have coming up next time?
Well, next episode, we're going to jump into a representative from the Park District going to tell us about some of the fun events we have planned here in the summer and some of the league signups for our youth programs. And we're also going to have members of the Addison Cowboys on here talk about some of their past successes.
Awesome.
And also what they got coming up for the upcoming season.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see everybody next episode, and go White Sox.
Go Cubs.
All right. Good night.
See you.